This is now part 2 of the quick regression tutorial. So I've made a scatter plot, I have my regression, I have my R squared, but what I really want to tell is, does a linear fit actually make sense? So I'm going to wipe out some of these things that I don't need at the moment. I do need the slope. And we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to use this regression line to make predictions, because these weights are our observations. And the whole point of doing regression is so that you can make predictions. So I'm going to say equals my slope, except I want to lock that in, so I'm going to manually stick some dollar signs in there, times my x values plus my y-intercept. And again, I'm going to manually stick some dollar signs in there. So what this is doing is writing this equation, slope times x plus y-intercept. Enter, and double click on that dude to fill down. So I now have my predictions. All right, a good way to see if you've actually got a best fit line is to make residuals. And so the idea is the residual is the observed minus the prediction. So if I take equals observed minus prediction, notice I get a negative value on this particular one. That's because my prediction is higher than my observation. And if I fill this in, I'm going to get positive and negative values for observed minus prediction. And now I can make a scatter plot for heights, for the x values versus the residuals. And on the Mac, that's charts, scatter plot, make the scatter plot. And what you should see in the residual plot here is a cloud of data. You should see no discernible pattern whatsoever, which is exactly what we see. So that tells me that a linear regression might have been a pretty good option here. If you were to see some sort of a curved shape through this, then you have at least a reasonable thought that maybe you didn't make a great choice with a linear regression. So let's do this one more time. I'm going to do it on the Windows side, even though all the commands are basically the same. So these are the predictions. So this is equals slope, and if I press F4, it fills in the dollar signs for me, times my x values plus y-intercept, F4 to fill in the dollar signs, fill in. The residuals are observed minus predicted, enter, and fill down. And now if I make my scatter plot, it's annoying, I have to highlight the whole darn thing. My keyboard shortcuts are not working here, that's okay. And so control, and okay, so I've got both data sets selected. So scroll back up to the top, insert, scatter plot, and there it is, the same residual plot that I saw before. Again, if you see no discernible pattern, you probably have a good idea that you're doing at least an okay thing statistically with a linear regression. And I hope this has helped.